brought to you by DocTunes. They took my name and gave me a number. They took my wife and gave me silence. They took my body down to the bone. But there was one thing they could never reach. Cattle trained to Auschwitz, autumn breath and steel. Standing in the line, deciding who was real. Left was labor, right was smoke. A finger chose your fate. I watched my mother vanish through the left side of the gate. They shaved my head, they burned my clothes. They tattooed me with ink. Took the doctor out of me and left me on the brink. I was a psychiatrist, I studied how minds break. Now I'm standing in the proof with nothing left at stake. 12 hours on the frozen ground for half a cup of soup. Men who were professors now were animals in the group. I watched the kindest people turn to shadows overnight, and the cruelest ones survived because they never lost the fight. My manuscript, my life's work, sewn inside my coat. They found it, burned it, laughed at it, destroyed every note. Everything I ever built was ashes in the snow, but something in my chest kept burning and it wouldn't let me go. They can take your name, they can take your skin, they can take the ones you love and lock you in. But the last freedom, the one they'll never own, is how you meet the suffering that's yours and yours alone. Last freedom. I started watching who survived and who gave up and died. It wasn't strength or youth or luck, it was the fire inside. The man who had a reason, the daughter still alive. A book he swore to finish, that man continued to survive. The ones who lost their meaning lay down on the frozen floor. Didn't fight the typhus, didn't try to eat no more. I realized in the darkness what my life was meant to find. The body breaks in Auschwitz, but the meaning saves the mind. There was a night I almost quit. Cold, it cracked my will, my feet were black, my ribs were showing. Everything was still. I thought of Tilly, my wife, somewhere behind the smoke. And I decided in that moment that my spirit wouldn't choke. Not because I'm special, not because I'm brave, but because the only thing they cannot dig is my own grave. I chose to find a reason in the middle of the pain. I chose to be the doctor, even standing in the rain. Between the stimulus and response there lives a little space, and in that space I found my freedom. Staring horror in the face. They can't take your name, they can't take your skin, they can't take the ones you love and lock you in. But the last freedom, the one they'll never own, is how you meet the suffering that's yours and yours alone. The last freedom. The gates opened in 45, I walked into the sun. But the world I walked back into wasn't the world I'd come from. Tilly was gone, my mother was gone, my brother didn't make it through. The only thing that I brought out was what I knew was true. Suffering is not the end, it's asking you a question, and the answer isn't happiness, the answer is direction. You don't choose the pain, you don't choose the fire, but you choose where the meaning is, the thing that takes you higher. I rebuilt my life, I wrote the book, I told the world the truth, that a man who has a wife can bear almost anyhow. And that's the proof. Viktor Frankl survived Auschwitz. He returned to Vienna and rebuilt his life. He wrote Man's Search for Meaning in 9 days. It has sold over 16 million copies. His wife Tilly did not survive. He carried her with him in every word he wrote. He lived to be 92 years old. He never stopped believing that meaning is a choice.